Good morning, second grade. Ms. Fogelman here for your reading lesson. Okay, so our learning target today is that I can describe how words and phrases give rhythm and meaning to a poem or story. Last week we learned about rhythm, repetition, and alliteration. This week we will be reading more poems to find these things. As a review, alliteration is when words in a sentence, story, or poem begin with the same letter. So we talked about Adam ate an apple because they all start with A. Beth blew her blue balloon. Of course, they all start with a B. This makes the reading more fun for the reader. Repetition is the repeating of a particular sound device to create an effect. To create emphasis, a poet may repeat words or lines within the poem. And then what is rhythm? Rhythm is what makes music move or flow. Rhythm is made up of sounds or silences. These sounds and silences are put together to form a pattern, which creates a rhythm. If you remember last week, we watched the man with his drumsticks, and he was beating out them, hitting the floor and them together to the beat of thunder. And if you remember, there were times where he held his stick quiet, and then there were other times where he would hit the floor or hit the sticks together. Okay, let's go ahead and watch a video on repetition as a review.
Hi, boys and girls, it's Mrs. Mangan here, and today I'm going to talk to you about a poetic tool that poets use called repetition. Hi, boys and girls, it's Mrs. Mangan here, and today I'm going to talk to you about a poetic tool that poets use called repetition. If you've ever read a poem out loud, you notice that poems tend to have a musical quality to them. A tool that poets use to create rhythm and sound in their poems is by using repetition. What repetition is it means to repeat a word, phrase, or line. Let's look at the poem Click Beetle by Mary Ann Hoberman and look for that repeating word, beetle. Click beetle, clack beetle, snapjack, black beetle, glint, glitter, glare beetle, pin it in your hair beetle, tack it to your shawl beetle, wear it at the ball beetle, shine, shimmer, spark beetle, glisten in the dark beetle, listen to it crack beetle, click beetle, clack beetle. So they repeat beetle over and over and over again. It kind of has this rhythm to it, paired together with rhyme. Repetition can also help emphasize an idea the poet wants you to really concentrate on. When the poem repeats a phrase or line or word, it lets you know this is really important. So when we look at the poem Car Sick, I want you to think about what is the recurring theme, what is the repetitional phrase, and what is that main idea that the poet really wants you to take away from this. Car sick. I'm car sick. Open a window. I'm car sick. Take this pill. I'm car sick. Rest your eyes. I'm car sick. Shh, be still. I'm car sick. Drink some ginger ale. I'm car sick. Can you try to wait? I'm car sick. Now we're almost there. I feel better. Darn. Too late. So, do you think the author was car sick? Well, yes, because that was the repeating phrase. So that was what the poet really wanted to emphasize in this poem. Let's look at how some other poets do this. My dog, he is an ugly dog. I want you to pause the video and see if you can read this out loud to yourself and see if you can find the repeating phrases that are throughout this poem. Okay, so if you read this out loud.
Okay, so we will continue. I'm going to go over this poem at a later time, but I did want to show you that video to review what repetition is. So let me continue. So today you have a poem in Shobi that you need to complete. So let me show you what you need to do with that. Okay, so you need to read the poem, Spring is Here. Spring is here, the flowers are growing. Spring is here, the trees' blooms are showing. Spring is here, the butterflies start to fly. Spring is here, let's watch the birds go by. Spring is here, the rain is starting to fall. Spring is here, it brings joy to all. You are going to identify one thing that happens in spring, what word or phrase is repeated in the poem, and why do you think the author repeats that word or phrase? Okay, make sure, especially in this last one, number 3, you give some detail and make sure you're writing this third one in a complete sentence. All right, everyone, have a good day. I will see you on Zoom.